welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're not new here. If you are though, my name is Ash. I'll leave my socials somewhere on the screen so that we can connect on other platforms like Instagram or like Twitter if you're trying to sip some tea, or TikTok if you want to see me do some cheesy dances. Anyways, today's video. Today we're doing this look. It's the clean girl makeup look, the aesthetic makeup look, okay? For me, clean girl makeup is giving no makeup but a little bit better, like with a little pizzazz, like a little oomph, something, like a little shinky dink. No, let me stop. It's giving no makeup but with a little bit more. So that's what I think I did today. We perfected the base, we left a little bit of glow, we mattified the oily spots and emphasized all the features that we wanted to. Keep on watching if you want to see how I got this look. All right, let's go ahead and get started because I'm tired of looking like this on camera. I have everything that I need set in front of me, and let's get straight to it. First thing I'm going to be using is this Power Grip Primer by e.l.f. I, for the most part, have pretty oily skin. Also, my hands are clean and I've already done everything I needed to before. So this primer is gonna help us lock everything in like it's already tacky. Love the consistency, but when I want a more matte finish, I go for something different. But today we're doing the clean girl makeup, which to my understanding is just like an elevated no makeup look. I'm gonna use this NYX pencil in black, the micro brow pencil in black. We're gonna go in and fill our brows in. I have a mirror right here. So right now I just have some hormonal acne and some generalized redness. Like whenever I touch my face, it turns red, which I know I shouldn't be touching it, but if I touch my face, it turns red. If I sneeze, it turns red. If I breathe, it turns red. My skin turns red when the wind blows north, okay? Very pointless. So what we're gonna do is try to perfect my complexion without doing way too much. First product I'm gonna go to is this one. The Fenty Beauty Eavesdrops Blurring Skin Tint. Everybody raved over this last summer. I love this for a dewy look for sure, but I'm pretty oily, so I don't really wear this unless I'm super dry in certain places, or I'm going for a look like today that's just very light, very natural. We're also gonna go in with these two. Okay, don't talk about the lids, but these are the Bare With Me NYX concealers, the serum concealers. I'm in the shade, I have the shade 06 Tan and 08 Sand. So we're gonna go in with those first, spot conceal. I'm gonna blend this out just kind of overall if I need to kind of perfect everything. Let's go straight in. I'm going in with 08 Sand for the outer perimeter of my face, and anything closer to the middle, I'm gonna go in with 06, which is Tan. So like on the back of my hand, you can see that's like literally the perfect shade. And this one under it is gonna be the other lighter, a little bit more yellow shade. The top one is a little bit deeper and a little bit more neutral. So I'm gonna tap this out with my finger over the back of my palm. I wish I could see what I'm doing because I don't wanna mix. And things like that, I'm just gonna put a big dab. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna go a little bit deeper. So first of all, this packaging is beat up. I'm not even gonna show you quick. The Fit Me concealer in 50, which is Cafe, this thing is used up to no end. This is a little bit deeper but also still neutral. I'm gonna take whatever is on my middle finger, not flipping you guys off, and rub that in and kind of tap it into the perimeter to tone down that other shade. All right, so once I'm looking like this, I'm going to go in with my setting spray, which is gonna be this one. It's gonna be the Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist up to 16-hour long wear, because I wanna set this in place. So we want these to stay in place, that way when we blend it, it just kind of melts into the rest of our complexion and creates a nice even base for the skin tint to work over. So now that that has dried down a little bit, I'm going to take a pretty damp beauty blender, starting with up here, and just press. And you see how that just kind of disappears in and kind of takes away some of the redness, kind of corrects everything. Alright, so once we're done blending, we are here, which is not perfect, but it's a nice base for our skin tint to just kind of gloss over, where we're not using a ton of product to correct spot conceal and whatnot. So I'm going to take this, put it straight onto my face. And go straight in with this beauty blender and blend. So now what we're working with is essentially like a perfected base that still looks kind of realistic. Let's see, is that better? All right, I like this. I think this is a nice realistic place, because I feel like it was washing me out, kind of making me look more neutral and a little bit lighter than what I actually am. So let's go with this. Let's go with this. Next, we're gonna work on kind of, I don't really have super dark circles, thank God, but I have a little bit of darkness around the eye, and my lids are a little bit darker than the rest of my complexion. So I'm gonna go in with the deeper, like exact skin tone color with Fit Me, and I'm gonna mix that with the 3 other shades. I know you're probably like, this is a lot, and mix them all up. This works for me. For you, you just mix the perfect shades to go around your face or whatever. So I'm gonna take that on my middle finger again and look up, because this is a serum and I have creasy under eyes, and just dab that into place. I'm gonna take a little more. Tap whatever is left on top of my lid so that it's not super like overpowering everything else. I'm gonna take tan and kind of put a dab there, put a dab there, put a little bit on my chin, 2 dots there. Once I blended out everything under my eye, this is just to kind of amplify the look. Down the center of my face with something a little bit brighter, and then I'm gonna go back over my face one more time and look for any spots that might need a little extra help. So a little there, a little bit for these 2 guys who decided to be featured in today's video. We're looking okay. So I'm gonna blend, 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 because I want everything to meld very well. Typically under my brows, I would take a concealer brush and cut them out, but since we're just going for us but a little bit better type of look, you know what I mean, with a little bit of glam on top, I'm gonna leave them as is, which is so hard for me. I love a clean, crisp brow. I like where we are. Next, I'm gonna be going in with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, and this is gonna be in the shade Bronze Belle, to be 100% honest. Probably could have went 1 shade deeper, but when I'm doing looks like this that actually match the color of my skin's complexion instead of matching everything top to bottom, I can pull this shade off. And I'm gonna go in with a contouring brush. Gonna swirl that around a little bit. Going with a super flat brush like this. So I'm gonna go right here and kind of carve and put natural definition back into the face. I pretty much place this bronzer everywhere like a super deep contour would go, like even down here on the jawline. And again, I'm gonna go in with this beauty blender, except flip it over, because I typically use the side that I apply my foundation with to soften edges, and I use the opposite side so I'm not picking up too much product. I can just kind of blend it into the skin. So we'll start here and just press. Next, we're going in with this putty blush. I absolutely love this putty blush. It blends into the skin just like the bronzer does. Actually, I feel like the bronzer blends into the skin a little bit better. But we're gonna go in with this putty blush, and the name is not on this container, but it's this shade. I wanna say it's Tahiti, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm gonna go in with my index finger for this color. Pick up a little bit, can you see that? And kind of go straight in at the top of my cheeks. And I kind of put a lot on one side, so I'm gonna go back in and kind of dab it out. So when we're here, you already know the drill. I'm gonna turn it on this side to get the part that's least exposed to all the other products. All right, so I just realized that it stopped recording or whatever. If you didn't see that, I just went in with this putty blush and kind of tap that over the tops of my cheeks right here and right in the center of my nose, and blended that out with this beauty blender. For a normal person, this will be enough blush, but it's not enough blush for me. So I'm gonna go in with another finger and we're gonna tap that in a little bit. And this time I'm gonna do it with my finger for the most part, so that I can retain some of the product, because I do feel like my sponge still picked up a little product. Blend that out. Typically I would go in with one of these, a little triangle puff, if I'm trying to get a super airbrushed finish, but that's not necessarily the goal right now. So I'm gonna go in with this RCMA no color powder, and I'm gonna take my damp sponge. I'm gonna take another face of the sponge. So you see everything else is kind of dirty and used. I'm gonna go to the end that low-key looks like it's made for cutting out stuff. I'm gonna press that in to the powder like that and press it onto the back of my hand. So now we have an even coat like that. Or I tapped out any makeup that could have settled into the lines prior to me applying that. I'm gonna apply in like an L shape, like windshield wiper motion, and straight down, so that we mitigate some of that oil that's already starting to peek through, even though this is pretty dewy anyways. And do the same thing on the other side and tap right in over the top. So once we're here, look how flawless that just made this part of my foundation. I'm gonna go in with a big powder brush, kind of like that. Tap off the excess, and this is what we're gonna set the entire face with. Instead of the powder puff, so that we're not super matte, super flat, we're just gonna dust this. And this just kind of sets and mattifies the face without completely taking away the glow. Eyes are pretty simple, so I'm gonna use the exact same things I typically use. Luna, stop. First things first is gonna be this Wet n Wild. I wanna say it's like the breakup proof, waterproof eyeliner, liquid liner, sorry. And then next we're gonna use the LA Girl Auto Liner in black. So I just did the thinnest waterline. I didn't press very hard at all. I just kind of glided it to darken the waterline. And when we put on our mascara, it's gonna make the lower lash line look a little bit thicker. I'm gonna go in with a super thin, super short wing liner on top, and we're gonna go ahead and put some lashes on. So I have some lashes. We just have lashes and lips left. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. I use the Duo Quick Set Strip Lash Adhesive in white. So this is gonna be the one with the blue writing. And today we're gonna be trying out some new lashes. So the brand name on Amazon literally is Poop Lunch. Why would you name your company that? But the lashes are good, so I gotta say what I gotta say. The ones that I usually go for are these. These are the cat eye lashes, and you get so many in a pack, it's crazy, okay? These are the ones we're gonna try today for this particular look though. So these are more wispy, a little bit shorter and thinner on the inside. We're gonna go for those today. So I've already trimmed the lash. I'm just gonna put some strip adhesive on. I'm just gonna put some Duo on and let these sit for a second. I'm gonna let those dry down and get a little tacky, and I'm gonna go in with the Essence Long Lasting Hot Chocolate. This is actually branded as a eye pencil, but it's 18 hour and it's waterproof. It's what's on the packaging. This is the number 2 shade. I use this for my lips more than anything. If I'm looking for something super light, like almost no makeup, I use that in my waterline, and it does last. And we're gonna go back in with the She Glam Jelly Wow in the shade Berry Involved. So these two products. So I wiped off my lip balm. I'm just gonna outline, blend, and apply. And by the time I finish this, our lashes should be dry. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be the entire look. We have a little bit of glow. We have some nice definition. All the imperfections are covered. It's not too much with the lashes and whatnot. I mean, I like these type of lashes. If you want, you can go with a simpler, more toned down lash, and it'll definitely minimize the overall look. But this skin, the blush, the light bronzer instead of contour, everything just kind of speaks clean, just chef's kiss. So that's gonna be it for this makeup look. If you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, oh my goodness, it has been a very long time since I've sat down and recorded a talking makeup tutorial. But if you enjoyed it, leave me a like, because that lets me know that you enjoy this type of content, and I will most definitely produce more content like this. Leave me a comment. Tell me what products you use and what products you don't, and definitely subscribe, because I'm gonna be posting videos just like this weekly. I'll see you next time.